That's only certain tribes. The ones who lived in the colder climates were the ones more likely to grow hair on their face.
Makes sense. Because I know the Hindus can't grow hair on their face. The Sands man don't really grow hair on his face. It's like different tribes that don't grow hair. All right, yeah. So he got some hair on the Almacs, and you can see, yeah.
That's what we commonly call either cornrows or dreads. But by the patterning of it, it would tell me that it's more likely deliberately braided that way in a cornrow, or what we commonly call today French braids, rather than a dreadlock. Because the dreadlocks would be also protruding from under his helmet. So it tells me that those people did work with their hair.
It's braids. Those are braids with a beads at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Braids with the beads. And that bead looked like some kind of, or it might be that same little squirrel like it was on his head, like the other person's head, like a braid with a squirrel at the end. Because you remember that other one had looked like that squirrel right there too, on their head. All right, so you remember I was telling you about when they were talking about the redhead kings and all this. Yeah. All right, so these people right here are the Bantu people. They're really the same people. All the people I just showed you really all the same people. These are the Bantu people. They was in America. I'm telling you. I got pictures.
They not the same. They have mirror tribes.
Mirror tribes.
Right. Where you have people with the same phenotype, culture, background.
Yeah, right.
So they mirror tribes. The tribes be separated for so long, they probably came from the same people, but over time in the geography they're not the exact same people. They just call kindred tribes at that point.
Yeah, we got more mixes. See over in America, we was the melting pot. So we more of an upgraded species than the Africans. Because we got more of the superior, like more different extra, like it's a whole list.
I think that came out like I don't think that came out right, but we have evolved differently than the people of Africa evolved. Most of the tribes on the West Coast from what they call the Niger Condorfian stock, which indicates sub-Saharan West Coast Africa, are plants from over here to over there. But we always intermarry over here in the royal families. This is what the breakdown in the European front royal families genetics was breaking down, because they wasn't outsourcing foreign blood from other royal families, because they was trying to maintain the appearance of what we call whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they didn't incorporate bloodlines from other tribes that was outside of their little tribal network, which causes the genetics to break down. Well, Americans been knowing about genetics from the beginning, so we always incorporated the royals from other parts of the world into our royal families' bloodlines to diversify the genetics. And most of the people from this land had old blood, so they was able to correct a lot of birth defects in foreign royal families. So it was calibrating the earth to a prime template of bloodlines.
Yeah, but a lot of people in Africa got old blood type too.
That's because they came from over here.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We the same people, but we just upgraded. America people just a little bit more upgraded because we got more mixes than them. They more of an original potency from leaving from over here. You know what I'm saying? Like they left from over here, but over time, say if we was them, right? And then different groups just came in and began mixing in with us. Stronger groups, groups that were strong with us, and we just wanted to combine, like you say, combine our blood and this and that. And then we over time, we just became a different species, but we the same, but we just more, we got more.
That's why you call them kindred tribes.
Yeah.
Y'all related, but you're not the exact same tribes no more.
Right. That's right.
over time and separation.
That's right.
It's a kindred tribe.
That's exactly what I'm
And
saying.
the way you explaining it, people won't understand that us not being Africans and they trying to tie us back to Africa. What you saying?
Look, like
So that's
man,
why
we can drop what we need to do is we need to drop the word African, because when the time I'm talking about, the word African didn't even fucking exist.
right.
That's the time I'm talking about. Yeah, the word African didn't even exist. This land was one land almost when I'm talking. The time I'm talking. See, the African thing, we still trapped on the African thing. Oh, these people from Africa, and like we trying to separate the lands. Like all this land is not one land. That's crazy. All this land is one land.
We not the people that's born from the original bloodlines over here not responsible for the liberation of the continent over there.
Yeah, that's the way it is now. But what I'm
Right.
telling you,
The ones over here responsible to liberate this continent over here.
yeah, I ain't saying that. I ain't got no problem with that.
We still got to explain this for people that's watching, Elder.
Okay, go ahead.
So when you looking over there now, Garvey said it, Elijah said it, a couple more of the elders said it. When you see Africa start to liberate themselves from colonization, just know it's going to be being done all over the world.
Right.
Right. And the most visible expression of the total liberation of the continental people over there is the Ibrahim Traore story, and how he's picking up the mantle that Muammar Gaddafi laid down trying to unify the countries. He's more successful because Muammar Gaddafi's bloodline was Arab and they didn't trust him. Even though they didn't have a reason not to, but history is the foundation by which they didn't trust Gaddafi. They thought he had ulterior motives. But Ibrahim Traore, coming from the bloodlines of the land, looking like the people, they more likely to trust him. And when they see the success he's garnering in Burkina Faso, then it triggers I'm joining on with his program because it's working. We doing the same thing over here differently, right? We're on an information campaign that's just as critical as the gun running campaign. And this is why we have to make clarifications when we refer to the people from the continent over there, because you got people over here screaming we ain't gonna never be free if Africa ain't free, but they not finna go help Africa get free.
Right.
Right. So they tend to distract from the war at home. They don't want to pay attention to that war. It's too overwhelming. But if they can stand on this side of the ocean and talk about the war on the other side of the ocean, and they don't have to participate, then they the most gangsterous liberators Africa ever seen. But they ain't finna go over there. Right? Is unapologetically African as they might want to be, take your ass to Africa and help them get free. Because they doing it. They not talking about it. They literally living it. Whereas the tribes over here is doing from a different angle. We still fighting the same war. The physical progress you see taking place on the continent mirrors the unseen progress that we making over here. We taking over the algorithm of social media just to prove to them that more than one of us know what's going on. 5 years ago, there was only a handful of people telling us who we was. 5 years later, you got people from every tribe popping up on social media telling the real. You even got pale faces and $5 Indians doing it too. They know who he is.
Yeah. But you know what I think? You know what I think, Rod? I think once we get through separating everybody, and then we get down to it, it's gonna come back to what's your blood type. If we all got old blood type, we the same people spiritually, because the spirit is in the blood.
Well, based on the marriage and intermarriage between the bloodlines, that's not going to be a good standard any longer. It's going to expire, because you're going to have A and B bloods being born to old blood parent, right? So
two old. You say two old have an A and B. That's happening.
Yeah. It used to be that when you cross certain blood types, the woman's body used to reject the fetus and she'd have a miscarriage. But they got drugs they giving the women now where they bypass this process.
Hey, well, whether people want to believe me or not, when they talking about the red hair kings that was in Utah, they talking about our peoples who put this red clay stuff in their head. They call it Bantu people, and they was in America, and they tied in with the Phoenicians as the same people. These people right here was in America too.
Well, you had people that looked similar, but they might not have been the same exact people. Remember, America had more diversified phenotypes than any other land. We had everything from chocolate dark to high yellow before 1492. People that could have passed for European that was full blood native. But that's a whole nother ball game. That ain't what we was. You showing, yeah.
You know, somebody over here look like her, don't you? She look like my little sister.
There's a lot of little girls in the hood
these
look
are
like
Native
that.
Americans, man. These is Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they look like. They're gonna tell you Egypt. This is Egypt. We standing on right here. This is Kemet. Hey, but look here.
Go back to the very, very first picture out of the one I told you to save for last.
Yeah. I'm about to go back to that like this. Hold on. Probably go to the rest of the stuff. I got a couple more slides.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, right here.
That's the next picture.
You got it, Rod?
It's the next picture, Elder.
Oh, it's the next one.
That one. Okay, now look at the picture. Can you blow it up, Elder? All right. You see the one standing there in the back got an afro?
Yeah.
Okay, now they didn't call it an afro. Scroll down to the right, because the hairstyle is named after this tribe.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now it's a close-up of a painting by Rudolph Steger titled. Scroll down a little bit past your picture, Elder.
Okay. As far as I can go.
No, I need to see the top a little better.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
The first sentence. There you go, right there.
Okay.
Deputation of Indians from the Chippewa tribes to the president of Upper Canada. Right now, when you get down, it's not an afro; it's a Chippewa. The hairstyle is called a Chippewa.
Fire.
Black Americans being victim of identity, history, and cultural theft by the Albions and their mulattoes naturally explain the urge to beautify themselves by combing out their hair. To the place where the Albions told them they all came from Africa. Hold on.
Hey, y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe button. says Africa do not comb their hair. Africans do not comb their hair in that manner, except to mimic Black Americans, who amazingly wear themselves, subconsciously channeling their true ancestors in case of the Chippewa.
So now you know that the Afro chief is actually another name for Chippewa chief.
Fire. I need to write this down.
So the hairstyle was originally called a Chippewa, not an Afro.
Right.
Scroll back up to the pictures and let them see it again, Elder.
Because when Afro tied in with African, like they didn't come out with that till like the 70s, like the Afro.
That's why we're doing this, so that people will know that the Afro is not an African. The only Africans that wear the Afro is called the Fuzzy Wuzzy or the Hadendawa.
And they was over here.
They came from over here.
Yep. The Mad Jays. I got them. I used to show them with shields and swords. They was called a Tamaran police. And it's some connection with John Hawk. I'm working on a series of. I'm about to really crack the codes on this though. I'm about to finish them off for once and for all on how they switched us around. I'm working on it right now. I'm telling you, it's some heavy duty stuff. Because I'm telling you, this was Tamaray. That's what the frown is covering up.
So the hairstyle they call it natural is the same as the Afro but shorter.
Right. What? This was one too that you wanted that went with that for the other one, I think.
Mm-hmm. That was just a flyer. But remember, Afro is a Chippewa.
Yeah, that's fire. And then I looked up too. I looked it up too. They said that another tribe it wasn't called Afro. They call it the Kita or the Netter. The Netter, the God crown, like a God. It means translated to God crown. Mm-hmm. The Netter. So they didn't start calling it Afro until later. Now, what I want to show too is this right here, is a lot of people got like a lot of these hairstyles that they are on the land.
He was breaking up, Elder.
They doing this down in Florida now. Okay?
Remember I told you some of the dread styles
done in Florida right here.
Remember I told you some of the dread styles mimic the palm leaf?
Right.
And then I described it. This is what I was describing.
Right here? This right here.
Yeah.
Yep. Fire. And that's right here how the Chiefs used to wear their hair. Some of the Seminole Chiefs.
It depends on where they was from.
Yeah.
This is what they was having such a hard time trying to figure out, because you had different chiefs leading different assaults at different times, and they couldn't figure out because all of the chiefs had a different look.
Right.
Like these right here. Right. Then you had the ones with the afros. Then you had the pie face ones, the ones that look like Mongolians. Right. Them styles none of these styles are new to us. We've been doing this stuff for thousands of years. That's why you see it in the paintings.
Yep. Same dang hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just like, you gotta know this dude never seen this picture. So like what? Like, is it like a DNA thing that make us want to go like stay with, like, what is it? Like, how do we?
I call it genetic memory, because you gotta remember, all of your direct ancestors, you are a funnel.
Okay.
You're the point to the funnel. Okay. All of them is feeding into the future through you.
Yeah.
Right. So you gotta have all of their energy, which comes with their memories.
Uh-huh.
And you projecting them to the future.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is naturally in your DNA. The same as crip walking. Right. The same as bee walking. The same as hoover stomping. The same as line dancing. The same as boots on the ground where your fans at. It's all the same. It's in your DNA, and at certain times you're gonna see certain things manifest again in order to stir you to awaken from the slumber, because you already been through it, you already know it all, you just don't remember right now, because they exploited us with the blood magic that kept us in the Kingu continuation of the Ninnersin spell or the Sinner's Right spell.
Right. That brother even light skinned, like that brother even his features even resemble that dude, that Mayan dude. The color, the tone, everything. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy, bro?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, go ahead. What you say? You gonna say something about that one?
No, not about that one.
Okay, all right. Yeah, this one, another one about hairstyle with the what you call it right here, the cowlick. What you call it, the galactical squirrel.
Galactic swirl.
Yeah, these are Americans. The real Americans can wear their hairstyle like this.
Yeah. Now you see how the other guy had more space between each ridge and his waves, and this little guy. That means that if he let his hair grow, this guy here would be tighter curl or more kinky than the other guy here. That picture right there, that lady behind him, that's not the same hairstyle. That's like what they call a bun or a bonnet. But it do look similar from the lines.
Yeah. Look at the waves.
Now this one right here, yeah. This is a priest right here in training. He could have had the waves.
Oh, it could have been a damn Kufi.
I think it's a cap they used to wear that's similar to a what that thing the Kufi. Kufi.
Yeah. It would look like a Kufi. It's my favorite hats. My favorite hats is the Kufi. Yeah. I got all colors. All right, here's another one. That's how I know this us. That's how I know that we the real Americans. We the real ancient Egyptians. This us right here.
We the ancient everywhere on earth.
Yeah.
We are the ancient ones returning in a new era. Earth has went through changes.
Right.
We have to figure out how to get us to a better place